Ready?
Today we're going to talk about our beliefs. Our beliefs often come early in life from an experience, prior to our ability to observe and assess and actually differentiate ourselves from others in different situations where we would be using more of a complex thinking. So the early experiences are more understood through our senses: sight, hearing, touch, taste, smell, and they're part of our implicit memory. The implicit memory is one part of our long-term memory, and it helps form our procedural memory. So this means we respond and behave out of habits and familiar patterns. Research has shown that the implicit memory operates from a different mental process than our explicit memory. And that is more involved with our conscious thinking. So the implicit memory is unconscious. And we will unconsciously refer to truthful things because we have heard them over and over, even though they may not be true. Or we've concluded them to be true, and we keep repeating these ideas internally and then acting according to that belief. So we unconsciously believe and react as if these statements are true. So we live on, in a sense, an automatic pilot without questioning our thoughts, and thus, in a sense, we're living in a false sense of reality. So as our early experiences shape our beliefs, we then start to set our personal standards and principles on these ways of thinking and understanding ourselves and others according to these beliefs. So these lead to attitudes and set a certain state of mind or feeling that we carry around in life. And these early experiences are like little snapshots, they're images that we have turned into a general conclusions, whether they were right or wrong. So here's an example that can have a strong impact on someone's self-esteem and also their self-worth. Now, you may have others, and we're going to get to certain questions that can help you find yours and help you find your way through this. And I'll show you also how to shift them. But for example, let's say I'm a young gal, and I've learned and watched in my environment that my father helps with the heavy things around the house, and my mother does the cooking and the cleaning and the shopping. So in my environment, I may see this pattern over and over, and I've concluded that men are strong and women are good for home and chores. So I grow up thinking I can't do much outside the house. I'm actually neglecting my skills and my talents and my strengths. I've also concluded in a very general way and started to judge women who are out in the workforce. And maybe even those that are firefighters and the armed forces and police. And I'm thinking, they should not be doing that. It's based on my belief, based on the environment that I grew up in. I'm thinking women are weak and need to stay at home. So there's something wrong with that they're doing this. So this belief makes me actually devalue those stronger, courageous women in the world, and it's also keeping me busy minimizing myself. So such values leave me with attitudes of further generalizations and prejudices, like I'm being prejudiced against all women, just because I saw one way of doing things in my house. And I'm also starting to live with this attitude towards myself of I'm not capable. So I'm minimizing my strengths, and these attitudes can cause certain physical symptoms such as pain, anxiety, chronic fatigue, and partly because we're not living in our truth and because we're suppressing ourselves and we're disconnected actually from a more truthful part of us. And when we start to speak kindly to ourselves and not live in these vast general attitudes and conclusions, we can open up to a more free and creative and more positive understanding of ourselves and of others. So try these questions. Pick one from the first, and then I'll give you a couple further questions. So either think about men are, whatever your belief is, women are, children are, or work is, maybe money is, God is, home life is, or maybe you have this belief of I can't because. So when I believe that, I feel, and just fill in the blank, and actually write a little bit about where this comes from. And then write, what is the truth? What have you really know to be the truth about you and or about others? I hope that helps. Feel free to write Cynthia@synthesis.com or look further into synthesis.com.